Do you want your kids to get along? Do you want your kids to be nice to each other and resolve conflicts peacefully? But instead, you feel helpless and overwhelmed over and over again because every day is the same story: fight, calling names, and aggression. If you join us today, you will see if you are a good mother, if your kids are normal, and what you can do to help them learn how to solve conflicts more peacefully and efficiently. Let's start. So I'm talking today with Tadeja Milivojevic-Nimanic. She will tell us how we can raise kids so the relationship between them will be as loving as possible. Tadeja is an imago therapist, brain spotting therapist, a mother of 4 children, and much, much more. And you can find more about her and how to work with her one-on-one on our page, lovingmom.org. Hi, Tadeja.
Hello.
So you have 4 children. Maybe just that we have an orientation. How old are they?
They're all teenagers, 20, 2 times 18 and 13.
Okay, twins.
Yes.
So what was your biggest challenge around this topic? So how can we help them to get along?
The biggest challenge was actually to find out who I am.
Okay.
So that means that when I got the first child, I had many unsolved my things from the past who actually prevent me to see who my child was, who I was by that time. And because of that, I was many times in conflict with myself, with my child, and of course, with my husband. But beside that, I have figured out that I had many expectations about my child, my children, and about my role as a mother. And many of those expectations were completely unconscious. So I even did not knew about them. And that's actually the worst thing. If I don't know that I expect something, then I just cannot approach to that thing. It's just there, and I'm just frustrated if it's not done. And for me it seems so normal. I mean, that's the way it should be, right? But many times behind are just my expectations. And one of them definitely is that my children will be loving and caring and gentle to each other all the time.
All the time. So I have just figured out that kids stay with us for so long because we as a parent, we need so much time to actually make
Grow up.
our own. We need to grow up. Okay. So how can we help children build a connected relationship between them?
with uh, with being very honest to them, very authentic, very, in my case, me. And I cannot be that if I'm not very honest, authentic, and very me to myself. So with all that, I'm building their, not just their, but also mine, self-respect. That means that I know who I am. I know which are my advantages, my disadvantages, in which things I'm good, in which I'm not good. And with all this package, I'm okay. If I'm okay with all this package, I have a good self-respect. Otherwise, I need to work. The life will be much, in a way, harder to me. And if I am building and working on my self-respect, at the same time, I will see my children more clearly. I will be able to listen to them, to understand them, to support them in the way they need, not in the way that I think is the best for them.
Okay, that's a very important
Yes, very
sentence.
important.
Can you repeat it again?
Yes. To support children, or one of my teachers, C.S. Periul, said, to trust a child doesn't mean that the child will play the game of the life the way I think it's the best for him. But to trust a child means that I trust that my child will play the game of the life with the cards he or she has the best he or she can.
Yeah. Was this an easy journey for you?
Well, no, but it was definitely worth it. And I definitely learned, oh God, so much.
Yeah, the cheapest school.
Yes, yes, yes. And it
Okay.
doesn't end.
Yeah, I can relate. So is it important how we prepare the older one for a brother or a sister if we start at the beginning?
Yes, very important. Um, One of the needs human beings have is to be part, to participate, to be part of the family. And I cannot be part of my family if I do not participate with nothing. Participate for the, I don't know, 2 years old mean when the new baby is coming, that he can bring the, I don't know, a bottle or some cloth or a blanket or whatever, but they need to be part. So if when I was expecting my twins and I have at home 2 years old girl, I really somehow completely intuitively I try to explain everything to my girl in a way he or she can understand, in my way she can understand, could understand, and I really want her to be a part. So she was with me when I was breastfeeding, for example. We read the books, or she was somehow touching or holding me or the baby. When she helped me with the clothes on her way, and that definitely was not my way. The story from that time is that she really wanted to help, and she really wanted to help with the clothes, with these small clothes, and so she put them out, and when she put them back, she always did like this. So the clothes were as they were, but that was her help. And I was able to see that. I was able to see that that's how he helped. That's how he was she was part, that it's so important, it was so important for her to participate. Maybe one of the most important things. So with the preparation, one thing that is very important is, many times we say to the older children that the newborn will be very gentle and that we have to love him and to take care about him, which is true. But sometimes we again expect that our oldest one, it doesn't matter how old they are, 1 or 10 or 15, doesn't matter. We expect that they will be loving all the time. And that's just not possible. I mean, I'm not loving all the time, but I do love my family and my children. But sometimes it's just too much. I cannot. And it's nothing wrong with that.
Mhm. So it's necessary that we give the older one the space for feelings that maybe we
Yes.
don't like.
Yes.
So jealousy,
Yes.
anger, sadness, fear.
Yes. In Imago, we have a tool that's called validation. Validation means that I try to step in the shoes of somebody else, so that I try to see the world from his perspective. And the perspective of of a child who gets a new brother or sister is that this sister or brother is taking all the time that he used to has with her mom. And that's annoying. And that small little girl or boy, the newborn, is there all the time. Not just a polite visit, half an hour or 2 hours, but all the time, 24 hours a day. That's, oh my God, that's too much. And if I can understand that, and if I do validate my child, I would do that with the words like, it really must be annoying that I have to be with the baby all the time. And with me just saying that, sometimes parents say, but if I will say that, then I will actually encourage those feelings, right? Of frustration, of sadness, of anger. No, just the opposite. With me acknowledging all what is happening in my older child, with that, my older child will get the possibility actually to calm down, to have a feeling that it's okay and all right what it's feeling, and that she is not that I do not expect that he will be loving all the time.
And that
I mean,
that's wrong, and that he's wrong, and he's
yes,
bad.
yes,
And actually, yeah, it's right the opposite. This is the way how we can see the child. It's already there. If he's
yes,
angry, sad, jealous, it's already there. But he has to suppress it or deny it or hide it in a way. But if we can help a child, if we make the space for this, that doesn't mean that he can do or she can do anything she wants, but I see you.
yeah,
You are welcome. That's what's helping them to calm down, and in the long way,
to be
it
more loving.
yes, that's it. So, how can we deal with the jealousy if it appears, and it often does?
Behind the jealousy is distress, always. Because, as I said before, there is somebody who just came in my family, and that somebody has taken not just my mom, also my dad, my grandparents, my aunt, my cousin, my neighbors, my everybody, just taken away from me for 24 hours a day. And if I as a parent cannot see that, then the the child will start to behave in a way that I will say, oh, he's jealous. Actually, he's just in distress. He needs me. He needs attention. He needs somebody to say him to him that it's all right what he's feeling. That it's all right that he's feeling, that he wants sometimes that the new baby would just go, that I will take it back from where I got it. That's
Yeah.
normal for older children to feel, completely normal.
Yeah, and the older one needs, in a way, a reassurance that I'm, as a mother, still here for
Yeah,
him or her.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay, what about when the younger one destroys or takes the older one toys, and then there's a fight?
Of course. I mean, that's why what the younger one do, right? They destroy and take and whatever. Again, here validation is a wonderful tool, because with validation, my children will get the feeling that I do understand them, not just understand them, that I do accept all the package, with the anger, with the sadness, with the frustration, with the distress, with joy, with everything. And that's what they need, because it really must be hard. for them. For example, 3 years old is just building something and he really needs a lot of patience. And then 1 year old comes and just destroy. I mean, I would be angry. I would want to hit him or to push him, or I mean, you destroyed everything what I've just done. And that's also how our older children many times are thinking. And mostly what they can hear is, what did you do? I mean, you are older, you should be smarter, you should know, you are the one who should care about the small one. Yes, but not all the time. So if I can understand that, again, with the validation, if I can really step into my oldest child's shoes, then with that, um, in a long term, it will be much less conflicts between the two of them than with the normal conversation. That's me saying, what did you do? You shouldn't do that. That was not good, and so on.
Yeah, because this is actually, in my opinion, also the first step to help him on the long run. Show how can he self-regulate.
Oh, definitely, definitely. That's really a big topic, and
We'll talk about
yeah,
this next time because
yeah,
it's big, but just to get an idea that
yeah,
if we criticize and if you punish, okay, that's one way that often is successful, but we are losing the opportunity to help children learn self-regulation, and we have to be there for them
yeah.
to do that.
And it's also effective just in a short term. On a long term, it's not at all. It's just the opposite.
Yeah.
Because for me being self-regulated, for me self-regulate myself, I need many experiences. And when I am a small child, I get that experiences from my connections with my parents. So they actually show me how to calm down, not with the words, you should calm down. That means
No.
just that I'm not accepted, but with just them being present for me and being okay with all my package.
Yeah. And that's usually a long process, but what we are
Yeah,
talking about today, it's the first step, but it's an important one.
yeah.
So maybe the last question, what about conflicts? Do we interfere, and when, if we do?
I would say, if possible, do not interfere, because conflicts are training ground for our children for real life. Training ground how to solve conflicts, how to behave, how to win, how to lose, how to do all the things that they will do in their adult life. And doing that with siblings, it's doing that many times in a soft and nice way, even though we as a parent, when we are looking that, we are thinking just the opposite, that it's awful. So again, do not interfere. And again, look at yourself. So what is bothering you? Which story is coming? Because many times we have stories that our children should be friends all the time. I mean, if I'm honest and I'm looking into relationship in my family, we have 6 members in our family, so husband and 4 children. um, Regularly it happens that I'm not good relationship with my husband or with some of my children. But again, as a parent, many times I expect that my children will be loving and caring all the time. That is just not possible.
Well, it would be very easy for parents.
That's true, and also quite convenient. But
Convenient,
again,
yes.
just on the short term, because they need They need to learn how to react in conflicts, how to work, what does it work, what does it not work, what is right for them. And if they can do that at home, in this safe environment of the home, I mean, that's perfect.
That's a playground for life.
Yes.
Yeah, I have two kids, two boys, 6 and 9, and sometimes, of course, I do interfere, I admit, and often I get back like the message, it's okay, we can manage, stay away.
Yeah.
So yeah, but still being there and being present for what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to ask before we close this conversation. What mistakes do parents make most often, usually with good intentions or unconsciously?
Mhm. I will just stay with the topic that I've mentioned already. We do have expectations. So we do not see who our children really are. So we expect how they should look, behave, organize, whatever. And with that, many times completely unconsciously, and of course with a good intention. Many times we said, I'm doing that because I want that you will not have so much problems then in a life. But with these intentions, actually the only message that they are getting is that they are not all right the way they are.
And that we don't see them.
Yeah.
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 What if a child tells me, you don't love me, you prefer the other one more, you love him more?
Mhm.
Usually parents say, it's not true.
Definitely.
Yeah. But is this the right reaction? Right. I mean, there's no mistakes. We're learning, but how can we see a child more in this
Yeah.
situation?
Again, um, such sentences most of the time triggers something in us, in parents. So again, not being good and blah 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 blah. But actually, if I can just stay present, and if my child is giving me that a message, then that message is right for my child. Yeah. What does that mean? Does that mean that I really do not love my child? No, but probably it means that somehow I have just missed my child. So I did not see who my child is. Maybe I don't know if one of the parents is a sports fan, and he has two children, and one is really into sport and the other is not. The other might have a feeling that this parent is not really loving to that child, because he will just see that with the other child, the parent has a lot of connection. With the other child, the parent spends a lot of time, and that the parent does obviously do not want to do things that this child is interested in. For example, nature, flowers, cooking, reading. And again, if possible, in such setting, I would try to validate first, and I would try to say that it must be really hard to feel like I'm not loving him so much as the other one. And if that is true for my child, then there is a big possibility that the child will not or even start to cry, because it really has to be really bad for him and really sad. And I mean, I can imagine how he can felt. And after that, so with validation, I'm just I'm just building this bridge. And when the bridge is built, then I can ask, what would you need? How should I show you that I love you? Maybe I really missed you. And just if the connection is good and if it's safe for my child to actually open and said, well, you never hug me. And maybe hugging is not really my stuff. Maybe I feel a little bit comfortable hugging children or anybody else. Or maybe the child will say, well, I would like to go to the shop sometimes with you or for a walk. And maybe if I'm honest enough, I will see that again, those two areas I'm not really fond of, or that I never take my child with. So mainly, I encourage parents when they get such a sentence from the child to be in a way honored that they are still trusted, that the children can say that to them, and that's a big thing. And from there on, the parents are the one who should start very slowly to build connection. Did I answer anything?
Yeah, thank you, Tadeya. Uh, we can talk for a long time, but for today it's enough. So thank you, Tadeya, for your answers. Today is an imago therapist, brain spotting therapist, a mother of 4 children. She has many experiences, and if you want someone who can support you on your parenting journey, she's the right one for you. So you can find more about her on lovingmom.org, or you can write us at support@lovingmom.org. Tadea, I hope we see each other soon. Have a nice day and thank you for today.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.